My girlfriend uninvited me from her sister's wedding to bring her guy best friend. I discovered this when I overheard him discussing what to wear. Now her sister called me and admitted the invitation was always meant for me. My girlfriend's been friends with this guy since childhood, and she admits that for years she was in love with him, but he just kept leading her on. He would flirt with her, say things like, "Oh, but, like, could you ever imagine if we were together? Maybe that would be amazing." Making marriage pacts and things like that. But then he would always get a girlfriend and friend zone her. This cycle of flirting with her when he was single and acting like they were just friends when he had a girlfriend continued into college until she met me. Now I've only met her guy best friend a few times because he lives in a different state than us, but every time has been far less than enjoyable. The guy is awful, and he thinks everything between us is a competition. Who knows her best? Who would be a better partner? Who would be a better one? Like, why are you? That's so weird. But for some reason, it always comes back to who's closer to her family. He always talks about how her mom is like a second mom to him, and he just really feels like he's a part of their family. Okay. Cool. Flex. Like, don't know what to tell you about that one. About a week ago, my girlfriend's sister's wedding invitation came in the mail, and it was addressed to her but included a +1. That +1 was meant for me. Like, we've been dating for years. It was just assumed, or so I thought. Now the first few days after getting the invitation, she was talking about plans, plane flights to go to the wedding, things like that. But after a few days, she stopped mentioning the wedding, and if I brought it up, she would change the subject. So 2 days ago, I got home, and my girlfriend was in the bedroom on the phone on speaker with somebody, and I would know that nasally, whiny little voice anywhere. It was her guy best friend, and he was talking about what he should wear to the wedding, which I didn't think was weird. He always talks about how close he is to her family, so obviously, he'd be invited. Right? So I walk into the bedroom and say hi. Say hi to her guy best friend on the phone, and she looks startled, which is weird because I've said hi to him on speaker before. She didn't seem to have a problem with it. And I tell him that I look forward to seeing him at the wedding, which is a lie, but I'm nice. Okay? I'm trying to be nice. Tell me why this guy says, "Oh, I'm so glad you got an individual invitation." I was starting to feel a little bad about taking your +1. Taking my +1? Who's taking my +1? So my girlfriend quickly tells this guy that she has to go. And I'm like, yeah. You better hang up the phone because you have some explaining to do. And I stand there, my arms crossed, and I'm like, okay. What? What is he talking about? And she tells me that he didn't receive an invitation to the wedding. Shocking, considering how close he says he is to the family. And she said that he called her distraught, saying that it would mean everything to him to go to this wedding and to celebrate with the people that he loved the most. People that you love the most? You didn't get invited to the wedding? So I tell her, I'm like, I think that that's strange to make your +1 not your partner at your immediate family's wedding. And she was like, they've known him forever. I don't think it'd be that weird. And I was like, well, he didn't get invited. So. And she has the nerve to go, well, neither did you. I'm floored, honestly, by the fact that she said that. I was like, yes. I was invited. That was meant for me. I've talked to your sister about her wedding multiple times. That +1, just 'cause it didn't have my name on it, did not mean that it wasn't meant for me. And she said, well, you know what? Your name isn't on it. I can choose who I want as my +1, and I'm taking my friend. So I storm out, go to my best friend's place and proceed to just cry and tell her what happened. Honestly, I was just feeling so embarrassed. I know I shouldn't feel embarrassed, but it's just like, how could she not even want me there? But that is when I got an unexpected call from my girlfriend's sister. She told me that my girlfriend just called her to tell her the situation, and she was livid. She said that clearly, the +1 in that invitation was me. She apologized. She was like, I was just trying to save some customization costs, but if I would have known she was gonna pull this, I should have just put your name on it. Like, that was intended for you. I'm so sorry if it came across that I didn't want you at my wedding or that you weren't invited. You're 100% invited. I want you there. The best part, though, is she starts talking about my girlfriend's guy best friend and she says, there's no way I'm letting that little leech at my wedding. My girlfriend's sister goes on to tell me that her entire family despises this guy because he led on my girlfriend for years and is rude, selfish, and ungrateful. Every time he was over at their house, he would leave a mess and never clean it up. She said that he was just not a nice guy, and it was intentional that he didn't get an invitation to the wedding. So even though her guy best friend was saying that, he was like family to them. That was a lie. They don't talk. He tries to reach out, apparently, and they all ignore him. Then she tells me that she has revoked her sister's +1 and will be mailing me my invitation. She even told me that even if I decide to dump my girlfriend over this, she would still love to have me at the wedding because she feels like I've become part of the family at this point. I'm part of the family. Oh my. How the tables have turned. So I know for a fact that I'm gonna be at that wedding. Now will I be attending with my girlfriend or not? That's to be decided.